YouTube. Let's move some of it out the way. This is a remake of a video from a few days ago. The video that I did before was really shaky. I was walking around and such, and it just wasn't good quality. And hopefully with this one, I have more of what I want to say like gathered. I mean, like I might put the other video up just to save space or just delete it altogether. It's like 20 minutes worth of talking and walking and shaky camera stuff, which, you know, it isn't that good when you're talking about something important, you know, or you're not really going to like a destination where it's like, okay, well, it's shaky for this moment and then the rest of the video is okay, but I digress. My friend from high school, she was an underclassman of about a year or so. A friend that knew me before I started blogging in the J fashion community, before I started to go to anime conventions, ASIN namely, which was the first convention that I've been to. She was there before any online recognition of who I am as a blogger or a person creating content, my own content on the World Wide Web. She wasn't my friend for superficial and shallow purposes, because when I met her, if I wasn't mistaken, it was before I started dating, before I started dabbling in makeup, besides I guess looking emo or whatever. Before I started doing Manba, Bonba, whatever, before Diamond Gals, before Black Cherry, before meeting anybody off of the internet. And we had some moments, you know, some moments where it's like, oh, you know, like, just very minor misunderstandings that was rectified so quickly. I appreciated her. I let her have an Angel Sanctuary book. She would make me, or like, give me like song suggestions of like bands that she liked. Andy Lau music, because I was trying to learn Cantonese. Like I still know a little bit, very basic stuff. Some numbers, if I'm sleepy, if I've eaten or not. Know some derogatory words or insults, just in case if the person that I was dating that was a English and Cantonese speaker wanted to use them against me, or other people, you know, just to be like, you know, even if I'm socially awkward and not in like a cute way, like in a way where you have panic attacks being out in public, you have panic attacks being in crowds, not, oh, I'm socially awkward, he, I made a little blunder, oh, everybody likes me, I'm so flirty type of thing. She was one of the realest people that I knew, would, you know, double check things if someone said something bad about me, especially if they were like, oh, well, you know, I'm her friend, you know, like, you know, now that I have, you know, Leisha's Asian friend, you know, she's black, who gives a crap about that, you know, the cool races being Asian or being white. And, you know, she'll be like, yeah, you know, like so-and-so said, and I'll be like, of course, some people don't want to have that drama, but for people who clarify when you get thrown under the bus so somebody else can take your friends or be more popular with men, to get more sex and the validation from sexual relationships with men, you know, she would like double check things. And now I appreciate that more than ever, because so many people are quick to listen to anybody that just comes out of the blue and says, oh, Alicia's my best friend. And I don't believe in best friends. You know, maybe I just feel like it's a kindergarten thing or whatever, but if anything, she will be like the one best friend of my whole life, even though we grew apart in the last years. I was trying to get my mental getting my mental state to be better from being depressed, from being in a a bad relationship with someone that we both knew, that we both went to high school with, and just trying to be like, like, I feel like I'm a decent friend. I'm there for people when they need it, for talking people out of suicide stuff, whether they were suicidal or not. Just being there for like everyone else, and just wanting to kind of like see what was working and what wasn't working. Um, and be able to come back to the people, just be like, like, I'm sorry that I was depressed or that I was sad all the time, I was like a Debbie Downer or anything. I wanted to do that with her, Lisa, and two other friends, two from my high school days, that or two to three other friends, a couple of them, at least like the female ones. I'm not talking about like the male ones. Just there was like a handful of select people that, with all the crazy stuff that was happening, dealing with people who are like, yeah, let me choke you out, take pass or whatever. She was one of the people that I definitely wanted to restore that friendship. I didn't want to be in like, oh no, like I'm so frazzled all the time, I'm so anxious, I'm so depressed, I'm so sad, like everything is getting me down. And I had met her downtown and gave her my number, just, like if she wanted to reach out. Like at that point a couple of years ago, I just kind of knew that the people who I talked to before, especially like the friendships that I held most dear, and not the people that were like at the forefront of anything. Um, people who are just kind of like, oh, okay, like this person is by my side in this moment of time, or like I'm constantly engaging with them on the internet. And she was definitely one of the people that I would have been like, hey, like, let's make this friendship work. Let's get to know each other again, and, like set up boundaries, what we can and cannot talk about, especially like if they're triggers or anything, or just like, hey, I don't feel like being bothered with this. Like, okay, cool. And having that mature relationship understanding, or mature understanding for a friendship and adulthood, things beyond, oh my gosh, this person has a lot of Instagram followers, oh my gosh, this person is rich, oh my gosh, this person is famous, oh my gosh, this person is beautiful. Because a lot of that can fade, change, stuff like that. But honesty and legit empathy for another person, is timeless. um and when I saw that she passed, it was just shocking. Like sometimes people want to like have that disconnect from reality, or that it's just so shocking, because especially like if someone has never had any illnesses that you know of, or anything going wrong. And like I know that we kind of like drifted apart for a while, but it's shocking. I don't want it to be real. I want it to be like, oh God, like thank goodness, like I can hear her voice again. And overworking myself and multitasking myself to like get my mind off of the pain and the hurt and the confusion and stuff sometimes isn't the best of ideas. Like it's okay to feel the emotions and like do your best to move on and stuff, and to have extremely heightened emotions. Like if it was somebody that I talked to almost every day, like I feel that it will hit as much as it did with my mom, uh, with another person, and my great grandmother, and having someone that's not part of your family that you would have wanted like that super tight bond with, like a person that I feel like would never betray me for anything stupid. Like, okay, maybe it's like, all right, well, I don't want my mood to get down, like we'll talk later type of thing. Like I can understand that, but not like, oh, well, your mood sucks, but you have cuter, cooler, richer, closely networked friends, so we're gonna be with you for a little bit and see who else we can jump to, and then have that person isolate you too. It's crazy, but She never seemed, she was never that person. And I worried about a lot of the wrong things. I stressed over a lot about the wrong things of trying to get groups to be able to make money for us, not just for me. Um, like I was a person that just wanted to kind of recede into the background, you know, do the reports, do like all the behind the scenes stuff. But I also have this drive of just like, you know, let me be social, let me make friends, let me just not be in the books and not have the social skills or whatever, or not like people, be afraid of people, or hate people. Also, people shouldn't be put on a pedestal either. But just, I feel like I kind of lost track of my sentence. Just, she was like one of those people that'll be like, you know, hey, you know, we can hang out anytime, or, you know, just whatever, but wasting a lot of time over stupid drama, over people like, oh, your ex is cheating on you and flirting with all these other women in the gal community, or like bashing your name. Yes, we're gonna be team Simon or team, you know, him, instead of why is this happening, or like this isn't part of our business. But I guess when people just don't like you or they want to see you hurt, then that's what they gravitate towards. But Lisa was never like that, you know. And just having like my fourth person gone in my life that I held dear to my heart, or just like it hurts, you know. um it just makes Chicago a painful place. Like I've been trying not to have it seem painful, just like, okay, you know, my ex thinks that I'm evil, he thinks that I'm a cheater, even though I wanted to break up with him because he, you know, wanted my money, he didn't want to work, you know, he wanted to do porn instead. You know, threats and stuff over over at least those 2.5 years that we dated, and then him stalking me or whatever at conventions and stuff like that really got me out of, like, one, that type of person was just never in my want list. And that type of drama, that type of stuff, especially when I'm like, okay, something has to be fixed, but instead of just like, okay, well, let me take this person out of the equation, or let me take me out of the equation, like, let me, like, what can I do to rectify the situation, make something better or whatever, or at least like I'm trying, you know, like I want to be that good, great, decent girlfriend. And you can't be that with someone who wants to have sex with you and your friends. I guess thinks that you're too clingy, thinks that all the other black chicks are clingy, even though he's egging them on, and all that stuff just took a lot of time away to try to heal and figure out like what's wrong. Like, am I really evil for giving my all in a relationship? Then it's like, no, he didn't give his all, you know, like he probably, you know, whatever. But this isn't about him, but just a lot of that stuff taking away a lot of precious time that could have been used for people that weren't on that like negative, destructive mindset. And that's a regret. Especially when she was going to be like my business partner for my blog and, you know, whatever else. And never, well, I won't say never, didn't get to the point of being able to even pay her something, you know? Just to be like, yeah, you know, like I'm looking out for you, you know, you got my back, you're not doing me dirty, just, you know, you deserve it, you know? And I'm glad that during the times that we, like I was doing my own thing, taking care of my mom, getting over my mom's death and stuff like that, and trying to figure out post-college life. And she's traveling, she's able to do like all this amazing stuff, and I just hope that, even though I guess we couldn't do some of those things together, I hope that she had a lot of fun. The pictures that she posted seemed to be fun, eventful and stuff. So to have somebody like younger than you pass so quickly, like, I don't think it was from COVID. I don't know what, but I just hope that she was at peace or whatever, wasn't too much in pain. Like, I still just want to be like, no, like, this is wrong, and just like go out and find her, but it just feels like it'll be a waste of time. But just trying to, I guess, make Chicago not seem so, like, oh, this is this place where I spent time with this person, or this person stabbed me in the back here, this person lied to me here, or like stuff like that. And I don't know, it's like, I never wanted to have like moving out of Chicago be on the basis of anything negative. Like, it's fun, it's exciting, go to school somewhere else, work somewhere else. However, a lot of other things, like, even though like the events were fun, it's just a lot of other things just cloud any mild successes. And with that recent event, it hits a lot of things that I hold dear. She was an artist too. Very detailed work. She could knit. Her edges and stuff was always neater than mine. I'm just like, how do you do this, And all the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, like not wanting to drift apart, not wanting to be so sensitive, as my grandmother tells me, about things, about what people or my family say to me, that definitely goes into a zone where like that's illegal. I just hope that she's at peace. I hope her family is okay. Or the friends that she held closer to her in her last few years, I hope they're doing okay with it. I mean, like, how can you ever be okay with like losing an entire person, but like losing someone and like no chance of ever speaking to them again, an important someone, it hurts. But I can just, wish her family well if I ever see them or able to like contact them or whatever. I hope it's cool, but like, I don't have, or I was never the type of person to have just an overabundance of friends. I mean, like, of course, there's like Facebook, but those people are more so acquaintances. A lot of people think like, oh yeah, if I add friend, that's my friend automatically, and they don't understand like getting to know someone, getting to know that person's quirks, negative and positive habits, their mentality, and stuff like that. Do you really want this person around? Are they actually going to be there for you and not just say that they're there for you because they just want to say stuff and seem decent? while they do really dirty, underhanded stuff in groups where they think that screenshots are never gonna, you know, pop out. But it's just, yeah. Like, if anyone had the right to call me their best friend at any point in time, it would have been her and one other person. Maybe a couple other people. I very few people on like younger than me in the gal community, especially people who have never really talked to me that much, but only talk to me because, you know, they want to be cute or whatever, or they're like, oh, you know, it's so easy to just play her and then leave her. But just, I hope Lisa's little sister's okay. I hope that it's tough. And yeah, just another sad event in Chicago that just makes me feel really jaded about this city. That just is like, it's already been boring for the most part. I mean, like, okay, there's concerts or whatever, that's nice, but when you aren't extremely extroverted, when people don't really invite you to anything, and the way you socialize is through anime conventions and helping make events to have, you know, social time or make friends or whatever, and you're inviting other people to these events if they can make it, you know, it's cool. Or maybe they're like, okay, well, I'm not into this J fashion stuff, like I don't belong here, you know, that's one thing. But it's also another thing, just like not being invited, or being invited so people can either take words out of your mouth and misconstrue things, so everybody else thinks that you're a liar or that there's something wrong with you. And it's like, oh, I never said this, I never said that. And then people are like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. But then it's like, we were right there sitting and talking about this thing, and I'm asking you questions, and all of a sudden you don't want to talk about it. And then it's also like, okay, no wonder why some people are just flat out mean, to deter people who are like that, you know. But Lisa was kind of that way. She was sassy, you know. She took no crap from any. She took crap from no one, you know. And that was our difference. You know, people expect that the black chick who wears like rebellious gear or spikes and whatever, super bitchy, like the stereotypical angry black female trope, while the Asian girl is like so sweet and mild and exotic. But you know, I saw her slap somebody like, and because they picked her up and she didn't want to be picked up, so she just like slapped him. He dropped her and never talked to her again. Like, she had no problems telling people that they were in the wrong, and I admire her for that. And I wish she could have like taught me a few things, which probably would have saved me some heartache dealing with younger gals in the gal community. Because it's like, oh my gosh, this older person is doing that, and it's like, when you're my age, you could be in the same place too. I don't understand. But she was a cool person, and you know, no one will be able to replace her, or other people that I hold close to my heart. But yeah, I didn't know this video was already at 20 minutes, but I guess this is it. Been saying, oh, I'm gonna do content, I'm gonna do, you know, all this stuff and things like that. Kind of, you know, I mean, like, now there's no pressure. There's no pressure to be like, oh my gosh, we miss your content, you know, like when you're gonna upload more or anything like that. Which is nice. I kind of miss it because it helped me stay on track. Um, it feels good to just, I don't know, like I'm diverting from the topic, but I miss you, my little yarn ball, pizza. She was pizza, I was cookie dough, chocolate chip cookie dough and pizza. And I don't know. I probably shouldn't have this because this is Grimes' song. I like it, but YouTube's copyright, and I don't. I want my video to stay up. So Grimes, I'm sorry if you're like, I'm not getting monetized. It's just background music. My neighbors are really loud, and just kind of wanted to kind of like focus and not just be in the dead silence while I talk about, like a fourth highly important loss. Like, yeah, cameras getting stolen, bracelets getting broken by, jealous people. People tell me, oh, you might get your camera stolen if you hang out with these people. And then it happens. Or losing people that weren't really friends to begin with. They were just mad at me because I was just like tunnel vision into making stuff. And Lisa wasn't that type of person. But, I'm it's kind of jumping all over the place. I'm just trying to like wrap this up. But pizza, I'm mad at you. And I know that's useless to say. I'll miss you. I'll miss, the times that we had. And just don't be stuck in limbo. If you're haunting someone, just don't haunt me, okay? A little ghost joke just to kind of lighten the mood a little bit, I guess. But thank you for being there. Before, or like until I got up until like, I guess Galaxy or whatever, Galaxy, or the end of Black Cherry. Just thank you for being there for me. I really appreciated it, and I definitely hope that I didn't seem to take our time together, your time with me, for granted. Because I know I haven't been the best at fully communicating everything because of shyness, because of whatever anxiety and stuff like that. And they're kind of like shit excuses, but, like I just want to be upfront and honest, and just make sure that my words are decent. Some people don't care. They say the wildest things, but just, I miss it. I didn't want to seem like me hanging out with all these other people when I've been trying to just build relationships, business partnerships, make things to be a career, when sometimes you just don't know if the world will accept you because you don't make an adequate eye contact, because you don't say everything right at the right minute like other people do, or you don't know the scripts for whatever. And yeah, I just wanted to at least be like, like I'm not just lazy, I'm not mooching off of people, I'm not scamming people, not to diss sex workers or sugar babies or anything like that, but other people are making their rent and going on trips with that. I can't really, that wasn't really an option for me, because if I can't even flirt or get dates, just like whatever, how can I do this for a monetary reason, but I don't know. It's just gotta keep on pushing on, right?